Добрый день, дорогие друзья!
Welcome, dear friends. You are watching the Diaries of the Antares Film Festival. We decided to dedicate this issue to the beautiful half of humanity, women. Some of them also make their unique contributions to the development of our film festival. That is why my permanent co-host, Andrei Avrin, the executive director of the film festival, is not with me today. Someone has to buy flowers in honor of March the 8th. I remind you that the Antares International Film Festival will be held from June 25th to June 30th in Sochi, and entries will close on May the 10th. And you and I still have time to get to know those who are bringing these holidays together. You can always find more detailed information about the Antares International Film Festival on the official website of the Antares.film project. Follow our news. Fast forward to the very beginning of the 20th century, specifically in 1916. Before the revolution, the name of actress Olga Preobrazhenskaya could be seen on various posters. But as a director, by the way, the first female director in Russia, she first performed in 1916. And although her films were praised according to the memoirs of Preobrazhenskaya herself, they were skeptical on the female director and even wrote her surname with a masculine ending on the poster. In Soviet times, such gender problems no longer arose. Let's go back to today. Next to me is Marianna Frolova, director of the short film Candles of Desires, who is a participant in the competitive selection of the Antares Film Festival. Marianna, thank you very much for coming to our studio on this spring day. In the description of the film, you wrote about the picture as a lazy performer of household desires, response to a vacancy in the New Year's department to work one day a year. However, on a test assignment, she comes across a difficult grandmother who doesn't know what she wants. As far as I know, is this your debut picture? To be honest, I dreamt about the movie. The story is completely fictional, but everything that happens there is collected pieces from my life. There are traditions of my family there, red-knitted scarves. My mother loved to knit them for us, and this is our New Year's tradition. When Eleanor puts the letter in the freezer, and tells that her daughter behaved the same way. As a child, it seemed to me that Ded Moroz could only accept my message in this way. And that's why I decided to use it in the movie too. The idea to make a family film was a very long time ago, because from the age of 15, I wanted to create something for children, because this is our future, and this is the niche that isn't only popular now. But I also want to show that there are such films that can teach children good. And I think our films have managed to show that what happens in our lives, it all happens for a reason. And even if we dream of something, we must take at least one step towards this dream in order for all this to happen. Marianna, you have already answered my question a little bit. I will reveal its essence a little bit more. You have made a film for children, about children, when the main characters are children. In the opinion of the layman, in my personal opinion, working with children is an additional difficulty. Why did you decide to be implemented in the children's film industry? I love children very much, and in my opinion, it's easy to work with children when you know how to direct their energy in the right direction. It was as comfortable as possible for me to work with them. Our youngest actress was 3.5 years old, and she did well. She endured the fairly long shift, because as usual everything went wrong, and it had to be filmed at the beginning of the shift. But as a result, we filmed it at the very end. And most of all, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get what I needed. According to the story, she had to sit in front of a mountain of toys and cry for her mother, and then laugh. And I was worried that it would be very staged, fake, and I wanted to make it as believable as possible. And the main character of our film, actress Emilina Pasokhova, helped me. She found a common language with her, and it was through her that I got to help me. She found a common language with her, and it was through her that I got to our little girl. When we were filming, I realized that the child was already tired. Now she could explode. And I told the operator, let's shoot now. Press the button and we shoot. Okay, I got it. It is going to be almost a documentary, the cameraman replied. And he's sitting behind her, watching her. She was playing there. Emelina helped her, distracted her somehow with a toy. Then she asked her to smile, and she sits and does this. I understand that this is not what I needed at all. And then at some point she gives out, "Bobusik is lost, Mom." I say, this is what we need. I say, can you call your mom again? And she sits in a different way. I say, will you also find your babusik? And she starts looking for and does everything I need. And she is, of course, a hero for having survived a full shift. And later she came to other shifts. And everyone loved and adored her very much. And it is very interesting to work with children, because they turn on quickly and they don't have to explain for a long time what's going on in the frame. Because, let's say, with Emelina, she played a role of 13-year-old girl. It was very easy to work with her. We spent a maximum of 3 takes on her, because even she was already doing well for the first time. We just did additional takes to make sure everything was fine. And she was so professional, she knew me so well, felt me, or something like this. And I was also interested in her. I was recharging from her. And that's why all the kids who were on set, they were fueled by each other. They believed in what they were doing. And maybe they didn't understand something somewhere, but the crew liked what was happening on the set. And all the actors liked it. And even the older actors were delighted with the children, because they were so well-mannered and talented. And it was one thing to work with them pleasure. You've just opened a new world to me. Then let's talk about miracles. A film about the magical fulfillment of desires. Do you believe in miracles yourself? Of course, I believe in miracles, and I believe in the need to act. Yes, of course, you can dream about something, you can formulate exactly what you want, but only your steps and intentions can show, or rather, not show, can lead you to what you dream about. And even in our film, it would seem that at first it is unclear what the main character, Eleanor, our grandmother, wants. But then she herself comes to what sits in her soul, in her heart. And it seems to me very important to be as honest with yourself as possible and be able to distinguish these desires from every day and from those weighty ones that we really can't do without. Marianne, please tell us, what do you expect from the Antares Festival? Since this is my debut film, I really want to see, first of all, how all the film festivals are held. I want to get known to my colleagues. I want to see the reaction of the viewers, how they react to our film. And of course, these are new acquaintances, new impressions. And I think this is a good opportunity to show the film to a wide audience. Since I took advantage of my official position, I have already watched your wonderful film, and now I am your fan. On behalf of all your future and current fans, I want to ask what your future career plans are. What can we expect? Well, of course, there will be a full meter, but not with this story. Although many viewers have already written to me that they want to continue, they want the plot to develop. But honestly, I'm such a person that if I do everything perfectly and in a way that cannot be done otherwise. And it seemed to me that we already have a full-fledged ready-made story, which can probably be developed somehow, but I would like not to. And in the future, I would like to make a family musical film, because I really like this genre. I know how to do it beautifully on a large scale, and I want the audience to understand that musical films are not why the characters sing or why the characters dance from nothing. But it's so perfect, a world where people are not shy about expressing their emotions, where it is very colorful, where it is very bright, a lot of color. Not always positive, but it's very bright and kind. And I want all my films to carry this trail of kindness and a feeling of warmth in my heart. Marianna, I thank you once again for paying attention to us today. I wish you success both in the field of your creativity and in our film festival. And let your everyday desire come true in the most magical way. So see you in Sochi? Sure will. Next to me is Svetlana Moiseeva, General Director of Moisture Certification, Joint Stock Company, member of the Expert Council of the Antares Film Festival. I'm going to tell our viewers a big secret. You have become the star of one of the films of the film workshop Safe Work, especially the film Overload. Therefore, you know firsthand what working on a film set is. So tell us about your impressions. How was it? But it's a very interesting experience, and in general it turned out to be so surreal, because I not only took up acting, but went to certain courses that also included acting. Well, one day when we became partners, or rather members of the Russian Union of Builders, we were invited to the board to take part in the board. It turned out that filming was underway that day, and in general I was invited to take part in the film. It was such an interesting experience, very peculiar. To learn this profession, on the other hand, is one thing, and some kind of training lessons another thing. It's already an immense shooting process. It turned out to be difficult, in my opinion, because it was, let's say, in the main role, in the general of a minor one, without words, but even such a short role. In general, it was filmed for 3.5 hours. It is a very good experience to get to know this cuisine from the other side. Was the decision to consent to participate in the filming made quickly, or were there torments of creativity? No, there were no torments in this work. In fact, besides being an analyst, let's say a technical specialist, I'm also a creative specialist. Therefore, there was no pain. I was always interested for new projects, new interesting ideas, especially if they concern quality, safety, attracting an audience to some problems. I think this is the right thing to do. You just mentioned safety, but how was your safety ensured during the filming process? Well, actually, it was a small room. Naturally, the team that prepared all this on the side didn't allow any cords, more precisely wires, on the side indoors. Everything was neat. We were warmed and we were sound. We always started shooting with a clapperboard. Thus, there was no special training, because there were still no dangerous pieces. There were dangerous moments, but in general, safety was ensured by carefully moving, not intervening with the organization of work. What do you think? Such a shooting experience will help you when working as a member of the Expert Council of the Antares International Festival? Oh, absolutely, of course. I think this is just relevant because knowing the kitchen, on the other hand, is very important. As actors prepare, it is important to understand that this is a lot of work. It takes a long time to shoot and not just came, talk, left, made a movie. The scriptwriters and directors and whoever makes the film is a whole lot of teamwork. Therefore, participation, even if it is so short, still gives an understanding of the process of filmmaking. Svetlana, what criteria do you identify when evaluating a motion picture? What are you paying attention to? First of all, it is the originality of the idea that may interest the viewer. The second is the plot. The plot should be more dynamic. If we are talking about a short film that lasts 5 to 20 minutes, then it is probably the dynamism that will be able to hold the viewer's attention throughout the entire show. And the third is the quality of the shooting, because short films have a more limited budget than full-length films. And as a rule, in full meter, the shooting quality is higher, in my opinion. Good shooting will help make the film more attractive to the viewer, and of course, the acting. Where would you go without it? To make a film, even a short one, saturated is a great merit of the actor, and it is no less important in full meter. And what do you expect from the Antares International Film Festival? I'm looking forward to interesting meetings, the onset of the very holiday of this festival. I hope that there will be many interesting and talented works at this show. For me, this is an interesting experience, interesting meetings, interesting communications, development, and in general, I think that the project itself will attract the large-scale attention of viewers from all over our country. Svetlana, thank you very much for the conversation. I wish you good luck as a member of the expert jury of the Antares Festival. I congratulate you on March the 8th, International Women's Day. And we continue. Our holiday edition of the Antares Film Festival Diaries has come to an end. Thanks to everyone who was with us today. Once again, happy holidays, dear ladies, and see you again.